with an American newspaper, your former ranch manager, Bob Harvey, said that he restored several mines on your request on the grounds of the ranch. The Quinns mine, for example. What is in these mines? And is it correct what Sannyasin Swamidayan John said, that you had built a Kali temple? Is it correct that your former ranch manager, Bob Harvey, was interviewed and he said that he had restored, upon your request, he had restored several mines?
That's absolutely wrong.
That's wrong.
Because I don't in those 3.5 years, while this man Bob Harvey was here, I was silent. I spoke only to Sila. I never instructed him. That's absolutely wrong. I was not speaking. And it is true that there is a possibility of mines on the land. It is 126 square miles land. It comes in the range which directly comes from Canada and moves through this property. Every possibility, it may have oil, it may have gold, it may have silver, it may have copper, but we are not going to open those mines for the simple reason because we love our people so much that we don't want any hazard for their life. If you start working on a gold mine, you have to use chemicals which finally pollute all your water. Poisonous. In fact, one range just ahead of us has also gold mines. They were going to open them. We had to go to the court because their water moves into our range. We will not allow our water to be polluted. And we have stopped them. So there is no question of our people to dig up all the metals or oil or whatsoever is available in the land. And legally 10 feet of the earth is ours. And unless we allow anybody to penetrate those 10 feet, nobody, not even the American government, can dig the gold underneath. And we know how to be rich, how to be wealthy. Who cares about the gold? Let it lie down. And this man is absolutely lying that I have instructed. I have never talked with him. He had no business with me. He was a servant. He used to take care of this land before we came here. The past owners had put him as a servant here, and we accepted him for a time being, so that we can become acquainted with the whole territory. But that man cheated the commune. He was getting $1,000 per month from his owners. Our sannyasins are innocent people. The accountant, he started going to the accountant every week to get $1,000. Just a misunderstanding. The accountant thought perhaps he is salaried $1,000 per week. Now, $4,000 per month for a servant, even a poor man like me cannot afford. And what qualifications he had for $4,000. Even a vice chancellor of a university does not get that much. The Chief Justice of the Supreme Court in Oregon does not get that much. He had no qualifications, nothing, just an ordinary servant. I have never given him any instructions. And because we are not interested at all in the mines, I don't think anybody else has given him instructions to find out. Because we are not interested at all. So many people have approached that they know there are mines here and they are researchers and they would like to research. We have refused them point blank. We don't want any research on our grounds. Because basically we don't want to create mines here.
The next question is, Swami Prem Lilarda was introduced in the Rajneesh Times as a plastic surgeon who specializes in sex changes. Do you perform any sex changes on the ranch here?
If somebody wants, it is part of freedom. If somebody wants to change his sex, I think there is nothing immoral in it. You have lived as a man. You know what being a man is. And naturally, every man is curious about women. In fact, it is said that nobody has yet been able to find the mystery of the woman. This is a perfectly good way. Change your sex and be a woman and find the mystery. There is no mystery. But if you can live in one life, both the sides of the coin, why not? I don't see any problem in it. The sex change is such a simple thing. The difference between men and women is so small, almost negligible. It is just like if you pull your pocket out, it becomes man. You put the pocket back, it becomes woman. And Leeladhar is really a great plastic surgeon, one of the best. I only believe in the best. So if anybody wants,
there are consistent rumors about that there is a huge arms cache in Rajneeshpuram. I haven't seen, during the 2 days I'm here now, I haven't really seen such a peaceful place. I mean, people hugging each other on the street, they're smiling at each other, they're waving at each other. Why would you need so many weapons?
there are not so many weapons. We have a police force which is part of Oregon state. And for the police force, all the weapons and everything, the Oregon state is responsible, not we. We have a commune security force. Because I have been attacked many times, attempts on my life have been made. The last time in India when a knife was thrown at me, there were 10,000 sannyasins present. It was in a morning meeting. And because the police got some information ahead of time, 20 police officers had reached almost few minutes before the man threw the knife. So 20 police officers were eyewitnesses, 10,000 sannyasins were eyewitnesses, and yet the court freed that man without any punishment. Because the politicians wanted him to be freed. Because the religious leaders wanted him to be freed. There is so much hostility in Oregon. It is not a problem to me. In fact, I create it. But my people are concerned about me. And if somebody comes to assassinate me, I will not hinder him. That is his freedom. I will not interfere with it. Although he is interfering with my life, but even at the risk of my life, I will not interfere into his freedom. But my people, why should I interfere in their freedom to protect me? So those few guards are here. And what a strange thing that in a world which has gone nuclear, just those toy guns, do you think we are going to attack America or Soviet Union?
No, I don't think that. But the Rajneesh Times said in one issue quite some time back that you kept 600 Vietnam veterans from 600 Vietnam veterans.
That's absolutely wrong.
Wasn't that an issue in the Rajneesh Times?
It was during Share Home program.
Yeah, that is a different thing.
Oh.
For 3 months we had a Share Home program. Every year after our annual festival, we have $2-3 million surplus. We don't need them. So we managed somehow to spend them.
Then 600.
This year also we are going soon to create another program.
Share home program again?
No, we never repeat anything. It is going to be far more dangerous.
What will it be?
Share home program did its work well. The whole America was shaken and we enjoyed the. We were not interested in their election. We never voted in their election. Those share home people were street people. Perhaps those 600 Vietnam veterans may have come into those share home people. Otherwise, we don't have anybody in the commune. And if even somebody is, we don't know, because we don't bother about what you have been doing, where you have been, who are you. Anybody who wants to be here, our hearts are open. But we are going to do, because surplus money is again there soon, next month. We are preparing for something that will shake the whole America again, perhaps this time the whole world.
Now, I heard rumors that in the next few weeks you will
Yeah, it is
declare
going to happen.
Can you tell me about a bit now?
No.
I was wishing you would.
Just wait few days. For a few days I want to keep the whole world in suspense, but when the curtain opens, it will be worth waiting for.
Not even a slight in...
Not even my people know it.
For something different. You declared death as the biggest orgasm of all times once. And now we come back to what I wanted you to ask about Jonestown. Do you want to lead your disciples into the super orgasm? Do you want, or do you fear another Jonestown among
No.
disciples?
This is the only place where Jonestown cannot happen. It can happen in Vatican. It can happen into any Christian context. You should be aware of few things. Both the world wars happened into Christian context. Christianity for centuries have killed millions of people, burned people alive. It is a death-oriented religion, in the service of death. Poor Reverend Jones was simply doing the best he could. This is the only place where Jonestown cannot happen, because there is nobody who is a reverend here.
I understand that.
As far as my idea about death is concerned, if a man can go meditatively into death, then death is the greatest orgasm you can feel. Because death is the separation of body and soul. It is just like when the physicist breaks the atom, there is such a great explosion. Just a single atom, which is not visible to the eyes, can destroy Hiroshima, Nagasaki. When man's body and his soul separate, if the man is alert and aware in that moment, he will see a tremendous explosion of joy, light, eternity, truth, whatever you want to call it. But most people die unconsciously. Before death, they become unconscious. So they never come to know it. My people are learning meditation. There is no need for them to be specially prepared for death. I am preparing them for life. And in that very preparation, they are getting ready for death. Any time they will have to die.
If I might interrupt you, if I understand you correctly, that if the separation between body and soul is such a tremendous experience, wouldn't it be desirable to achieve that?
No. Because before that, you have to learn how to be alert and meditative. Otherwise, you won't get anything. No orgasmic experience, because the experiencer will be in a coma. The whole life is a preparation for death. And you should be able to be so conscious in life that when you are making love, there are not only 2 persons but 4 persons. 2 persons making love and 2 consciousnesses watching, witnessing. Or you are walking on the road, you have to walk with watchfulness, alertness, so that you can see your own body walking. The whole life you have to prepare. Then only in death you may be able to retain consciousness. So it is not just separating the body and soul. Otherwise, everybody who is given an electric chair will enjoy an orgasm. Then Jesus, being crucified, would have enjoyed an orgasm. Then all those Jews, 1 million, whom Hitler put into gas chambers, he did really great religious work. Gave 1 million people spiritual orgasmic experiences, and still these Jews are against him. No, just death won't do. Between death and you, there must be full consciousness. Then only it can become an orgasmic experience. The whole life you need to prepare. And then death is the climax of life. Then it is not the end of life, but the climax of life, the whole perspective changes.
There's something I don't understand when I read through some of your quotes is, you said that everybody who will die in a 24 miles radius of Rajneeshpuram will be automatically enlightened.
That's true.
Why is that so?
Not everybody. There you are wrong. Only a sannyasin. Not Oregonians. Only a sannyasin dying within a 25-mile radius will become enlightened. And this is not something new. It has been known in the East for thousands of years. Gautam Buddha had said exactly the same. He said within 12 kosas radius, any bhikkhu, that is his sannyasin, dying will become enlightened. I was puzzled myself that what mechanism works. 12 kosas are approximately 25 miles. But when I saw few sannyasins dying around me and becoming enlightened, their death was not a death. I could see it when Vimalkirti died. We celebrated his death as it is celebrated for an enlightened man. You could have seen on his face the joy, the marks of that orgasmic experience through which he had gone. He was still radiant. The body was still somehow carrying the stamp of the experience. And then many sannyasins in these 15 years have died. Then slowly I became aware why it happens. I am continuously in contact with my people. They love me so immensely that it is not a question of believing in me. It is a simple, unconditional love. So whenever a sannyasin will be dying, these 25 miles are something like an existential law, like the law of gravitation. Or the law of water evaporating at 100 degrees. Nobody asks why. And the scientist has no answer. he can say only that that's how it is. Never at 99 degrees, never at 101 degrees, exactly 100 degrees the water evaporates. But why? The water has chosen 100 degrees. It is simply a law. These 25 miles Buddha has recorded. These 25 miles Mahavira has recorded, another founder of a great religion, Jainism, a contemporary of Buddha. And I have experienced it. And now I can feel that the energy of a commune, if it is a single enlightened person, then the radius will be only 5 miles at the most. But if it is a commune of thousands of sannyasins, the radius becomes 25 miles. Why? Nothing can be said about it. That's how it happens. And I don't know if the commune becomes bigger and more bigger, perhaps the radius will become more big. I hope one day here you will see 100,000 sannyasins. And then I want to see how big the radius can be. Can we cover the whole America? Our effort will be to cover the whole world. We have communes all over the world which will soon have the same effect. Just they need one enlightened person amongst them, and then all other sannyasins become kind of radiating, reflecting the energy field further and further away. And when a sannyasin dies in this loving energy field, it is easier for him to be awake than otherwise. It is just like if you are sitting amongst few people who are yawning and dozing, soon you will find yourself yawning and dozing. And you will be surprised why you are doing it. Those people are creating a certain vibe. If you sit with people who are bored to death, soon you will feel a certain boredom entering in you. You may have experienced sometimes to be with someone, you feel as if you are nourished. And with someone else you find as if you have been sucked. These are very simple experiences. Everybody knows that with a certain person you gain energy, with a certain person you lose energy. People avoid these people because they are parasites. The enlightened person has an energy field of 5 miles alone. But if he has a commune around him, then at least 25 miles radius is ready to wake any sannyasin dying within it. Why it works, there is no way to say. It is just the same as other scientific laws. It is also a scientific law.
To another point, your personal assistant and secretary Sheila has made tremendous waves here and in Australia recently on television, press interviews, and in those waves created, you got some really bad press. The organization, you did. Did Sheila act under your instructions, or do you feel sometimes that she's gone maybe sometimes too far?
No, she never goes as far as I want. She gets hit every time she comes back home. That this is not enough. You say, my people, my commune got bad news. I want more of it. Because I know certain laws that if we can create bad news, immediately existence balances it with good news. In existence, nothing can remain unbalanced. Soon the balance settles. Now, to create good news is very difficult. Almost impossible.
I know.
But to create bad news is very easy. Very simple. And I know that the simplest should be followed. Create bad news and let existence balance it by good news. And you will see what I am saying. It has already started.
But then it would be easy that all you have to do is you have to sit down, have a press conference, and tell everybody who wants to hear that there are human sacrifices on the range, there are whatever horror stories you can cook up.
We will do.
I would like to have an exclusive on that.
We will do everything. But we always wait for the right time to do it. There is a saying that no news is good news. It is not complete. It has waited for me to complete it. It says no news is good news. Its other part is good news is no news. Bad news is the only news there is. Create as much bad news as possible. Don't be worried.
Do you create then the bad news to wake up your disciples, or do you
I
create
create the bad news to wake up my disciples and also to wake up those who are not my disciples but will have to become my disciples sooner or later. Sooner the better. Sila is doing good, but she can do better.
I would like to be present. But let me just go on with this point a
The
bit.
last question.
The last question. That definitely will be. You have been quoted as saying, "When this will be all over, I will buy myself a dark suit, go to the bar and buy a cigar." Will you go and buy yourself a dark suit
Someday.
soon?
Soon. Just like